Okay, so I would remove this little round.
Okay.
Oh, I see. You've got this as a solid. So I would be doing this all before making it a solid.
Ah.
Um, Making it a solid would be the very last thing I did. So, but I see what you did, wherein you took. Okay, so there. So because these parts are actually one piece, and then they're
Mm,
painted
gotcha.
or colored, is the reason I wouldn't be doing that to the last thing. But I understand what you were trying to do.
Okay, cool.
So, but what we can do is, okay, and that's there perfectly. Excellent. So we just talked about having a top curve and the side curve to get that spline.
Hmm.
So what we would do is we come in here, and I'm doing this very, very quickly.
You're all good.
So we're going to go sketch, and we're just going to do spline. And I'm just going to snap to that edge there. We're going to snap to the center. And we're going to snap there. That way it just kind of gives me that automatic curve. I'm not going to adjust it or
Hmm.
anything like that.
Okay.
So there we've got that. Sorry, I'm just looking at your thing at the same time. So the next is we're going to come in and we'll do what that side profile we want it to look like.
Okay.
And for that, we're going to go there and we'll adjust it. We'll say, I mean, you've got to play with how high that nose is, because
Yeah.
what you have to look at is that this tip here
Hmm.
is going to be the tip of that snout.
Okay.
Okay, so what we can then do, and we know how high we want it to go up,
Hmm.
this is the path it's going to follow. So what we can then do, let's go in here, and let's go insert, curve. Is it composite? No. Insert curve, projected. Sketch on sketch.
Gotcha.
And we're going to go here and here. And see how it created that now?
Ah. Okay. Yeah.
So then, maybe you have to adjust this or whatever.
Hmm.
I don't think I have it out nearly far enough. So let's just get it out a little bit farther because oops. There. Because what I'm going to do doesn't work if it's not far enough out. There we go. So now I've got this shape. And like I
Okay.
was saying, if I go and I just loft from that edge to that edge, it gives me that straight
Ah.
profile.
Gotcha.
So, because that's all it knows.
Yeah.
What I can then do is come in and we're going to do it on the front plane.
Okay.
And we're going to create a sketch. And what we want to do is we want to have it snap to this edge of the surface.
Okay.
And then we want to have it snap to that point on the curve. So what we need to do though is click the end of the item, click
Mhm.
that curve, and say make it pierce.
Okay.
So now we can come in and adjust it however we want.
Can I ask what button you're clicking to make that line a spline?
Oh, so it was always a spline.
Oh, okay. Sorry, just because it was a straight line, I was like, uh-oh.
No, yeah, so what I did was I just drew a line. I drew a spline
Okay.
as a straight line, and then the difference between a spline as a straight line and a line is that the spline, even though perfectly straight, still has these handles I can manipulate.
Gotcha. Okay.
So then what we can do is adjust things however we want. And now what I can do is come back and go lofted surface. And we're going to loft from here to here still. Because in the loft we need start to end. And then we're going to say guide curve. And we're going to grab that guide curve.
Ah.
And now you can see that we've got that.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would go back, and now with this, you can see how much of a curve there is here. Maybe you want that
Yeah.
to be sharper. So you would create your other curve to be sharper.
Okay.
And then you can play with that.
And then just one more question. And then because I already have the bottom on, should I remove it and then add on the bottom after everything? Should I go back?
I would go back and add the bottom on after. Like
Okay.
what I would do is I would get that, if I'm looking at this, here, let me go into here. What I would do is this entire shape, minus anything that is raised up or protruding, was the initial form they started with.
Okay.
So I would create that initial form. Then you can go in, you add the nose, you add the feet, you add the things that are protruding, like you did on that top piece. And you can change the colors there. Does that make sense?
It's a little heartbreaking, but yes, it makes sense.
Well, you can keep going the way that you're going to.
Okay.
I just showed you how to get this front face and what I would do. That same approach could still work. It just, in my mind, it might be more troublesome.
Gotcha.
But give it a try and see what you can do.
So then if I do continue the way I was doing it, should I just also do the bottom portion of that face the same way as you just showed me with the top portion?
Well, yes. But the difference is where I used this edge, for the bottom portion, you want to use that curve, that edge.
Okay.
So, and you've already got it here, so, I mean, literally, you could just draw a bowed curve from here to here and loft that to that. But
And then
does
just
that
use
make
those same lines.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Let me stop the recording.
Okay, this is